What is up, guys? So it is June 20th, 2025, Friday. Today was an absolute banger. I haven't done these all week because it's been a crazy kind of last couple of weeks. This is my first day even trading at home in front of my computer and this week. But it was actually one of my biggest weeks in a while. A lot of it from today, but yeah, let's get into it. Just coming in the morning, I was leaning bullish just because, like, how can you look at this and not think we're not going for these highs up here, right? So yeah, initially these highs, and then we also had 15-minute equal highs here. I wanted to see get hit before considering shorts, but so right at the open, we hesitated there for a little while. I was kind of hoping we'd pull back into something here, maybe get a nice inversion up, but we didn't get that. So we did come up. Oops, this is the 2 minute. So we did come up, and we got this initial inversion, which I liked in a way because we did have a big SMT here with, I believe this is previous day high right here. Either way, NQ smoked these highs and ES missed it, so we got a big SMT there, but we came so close to these equal highs up here and just this buy side in general. And then we also, right before that short inversion, we inversed this 15-minute fair value gap, which was kind of like the last line of defense I saw in this leg, and we blew right through it. And so I was kind of expecting us to go higher, at least up to here, which was the reason I didn't take this. It's not very A plus in my opinion. Model itself looks nice just because we had a good gap and just a shot straight through it. Just after inversing the 15 and looking kind of bullish all day, I wasn't a big fan, but it played out really nicely and a lot of people took it. There's a unfilled 15 down here, and then of course we had all this low resistance liquidity here and an unfilled hourly at the bottom. So that dumped down. Wasn't really any fullbacks to enter on here. So then we shot through, and then I was considering longs, but then we just started ripping through this. And once we were displacing this low, I was like, okay, no, longs are out of question. We're going for London lows, possibly Asia lows down here, but London lows was my main draw, the green line here. So I was kind of just looking for a continuation short if we got it. So we had a little pullback here and got a nice move into this 5-minute fair value gap. And I alerted the Discord. I said, initially I did say a 1 minute. Said if we get this 1 minute close, I'm going to take this short. And then we actually edged that, which kind of sucked. It's barely closed. Those are the worst. And we ended up, making a 2 minute. And boom, of course we just fucking ripped right through all of that. But I did actually get in here after this 1 minute close, and we started pulling back to here. I entered really small just because that, I don't know what caused that, but it looked like a news candle. Just it wicked up and then dumped straight down. But it blew through all these gaps, and I had my stop basically kind of where this break even would be, right above this structure here, because we want to start moving higher. Then I knew it was a fake out, but I mean, also a fat candle like that, it's kind of riskier entering on. You don't get as good a RR. Break even's a little scuffed, but if you can ride that momentum and blow through all the gaps like that, it's kind of a pretty good confirmation candle. And yeah, so we got that down to London lows. Sorry, my cats are going fucking bonkers right now. What's up, bud? It's just per machine. It's kind of wet. So yeah, that was the first trade there. And then I wasn't necessarily really looking for anything. I was kind of done for the day. It was Friday. But we kept dumping, and then we wiped out all this sell side here, and this was the last 15-minute gap in this leg. And we also blasted through OTE of this range. So I was like, okay, if we're going to reject without going straight for these lows, this would be the spot. So I was paying attention for any big volume, and then that's what we got. We got that flush right through here. Massive candle with a good gap and lots of volume on it. And we moved around down here for a little bit. We opened up this 2-minute, and this was just like, I don't know. You see a setup like this, you can't not take it. It's perfect close on that. Just a big sweep here, and then displacement right through that entire candle, inverting the gap. It doesn't get more A+ than that. So I entered here, and I didn't even have my stop at the lows. I just had it on that body. And so we had above us we had a first 5-minute right here. I don't know what this line is. We had another 5-minute right here, which I think was also the 15. Yeah, so this is the 15 here. So we got in off that 2-minute, and we did actually start pulling back a little bit. I thought, okay, this might be scuffed, which I wouldn't be surprised because, you know, we were downtrending, but I had to give it a try. Again, went smaller too, just on my second trade of the day. I don't want to give back all my too much profits if I lose. So yeah, we started moving up, and I didn't have an order set at the 5 because it was pretty close, just barely a 1-to-1. So I wanted to see the 15. We went up, we hit this 5, and then we started hesitating off of it. So I closed on one of these cut 2 candles here when we were rejecting. I was like, okay, I'll just take, I think I was in for 5 cons. I took 3 off. It's like, okay, just to be safe, we'll just secure some. I'm already up on the day. And then I was holding 2 for this 15 right here. And started going, just absolutely edged it. I was watching, ES was pushing higher than NQ was, but we didn't hit it yet on ES. So I was like, okay, well, I think that's still pretty valid. And then at some point here, we actually inversed this 5. Yeah, so we inversed this 5 that we were inside of here. And at this point, I figured we were kind of bullish just because ES was just starting to rip. And I figured we were kind of just going for whatever this data high was. So I felt comfortable. I added 2 more on the inverse, and then we pulled back more and got another inversion out of there. So I added 2 more, so now I'm in again for 6 contracts. That's the one nice thing if you catch pretty low down on a move here and you want to scale out, but then you think the draw is still a lot further away, you can kind of add to your position, and it's basically risk-free because your stop loss will still be usually below a normal stop, and you can just break even there. So as soon as I add on trades like this, I just hit break even right away. And yeah, it moves your break even up quite a bit, but it's basically, you know, giving you free money if the trade's working out because you don't really have any risk on the table besides your open profits, right? So we started going. Nearly took me out at break even here. My entry was like pretty much like right on this white line. Just about took me out. But yeah, so finally we hit that 15. I closed 2 there, and I just wanted to see this thing start displacing. ES was running. I was like, okay, we are. Sorry, let me get ES actually on here. It's like, alright. Here we are. I was like, okay, ES is just displacing through all this. We should start pumping. So I just rode it up, and I was trailing my stop. Once we kind of started getting in this area, ES was in this kind of rejection block here. So I was just trailing my stop from the 1 minute candles, and I think this is where it actually took me out, this or this. I caught pretty much the top of this move, and then we just came back down, and I got off there, and I was up, big already, so I was 6K combined all my accounts. But I did see at 10 o'clock, so I don't usually trade 10 o'clock on a Friday, especially today. I wasn't even expecting today to be good because yesterday was a holiday, and when you get a holiday like that and then one day back for Friday, it's generally pretty slow. But today was good. Even the PM, this looked decent. I don't know if I would have taken this because I don't know how bearish I would have been after 2 moves like that. Like when we have a big move up, big move down like that, and then another good move up in AM, you can kind of expect PM just to chop. So like, I definitely don't think I would have taken this, but it is a good looking trade, so I'll show you. Also a 2 minute. So we came up, chopped around for a little bit, and then finally came up, and where are we here? Swept these highs again, and exactly the same thing that we entered off of before. Just a big gap up and a flush right through it. Massive wick up there, and it just looks, for a setup wise, it's really clean. We were also inside of a that big 5 minute here that we hadn't closed above yet. So rejecting that big 5 minute, and that would have been pretty clean trade. And you could have targeted the sell side. I don't even know if we left much for gaps along the way. See, I wouldn't really call it A plus because part of a good trade is also having the targets. This, you're just targeting sell side, which is something, but it's a lot more probable if you got some 5 and 15 minute gaps that you can blow through and use for TPs along the way. A lot more stronger of a draw. If I had just seen this, I don't think I would enter just because it looks like we're just going to chop for the rest of the day. But it did deliver really fucking good. So that's a little hindsight demon there for you. But that was pretty much it for the session. Didn't do a whole lot after that. If you're real ballsy, you could have rode this thing back up. This also, probably another 2 minute down here. 2 minutes kind of small. Here, 1 minute probably would have been more valid. Would have been the same entry either way. But slow grind back up, and that's actually a decent looking day. Not really much else to say there. See, on this one, there was a tiny 3 minute. And a lot of people trading inversions, they'll go for the highest time frame inversion. So they would call that 2 minute invalid, and said, because there's this 3 minute here, right there. They're like, oh, we'll take the 3 minute. But I like to go for the most obvious one. And this 2 minute is the most obvious. It's massive, and we displace right through it. So when I see that, why the hell would I wait for this 3 minute, which probably doesn't even mean shit. that's been the number one thing I think that really flipped the script for me, as far as going from kind of a break-even trade to more consistently profitable, was just looking for those obvious trades. Like when you get a big gap like that, big gap or big candle that just inverses it. You don't want to have a little gap and take 6 candles to go through it to finally inverse it. When you just get that strong rejection, just that V shape, those are way more probable trades. And yeah, you want to be able to look back at the end of the day and say you didn't trade that day at all. You had no idea what goes on. These are the type of trades that like you'd spot, right? Massive gap, shot right through it, beautiful rejection. Same with this. That's why I noticed that. You want those really obvious ones. You're gonna start piling up all those small losses when you're taking little things like this, right? You're like, oh, here's a tiny little sweep, a small gap. That's not bad displacement, but it's just it's not very obvious. It's just looks like chop in here, and yeah, those are avoidable losses. So if you want to learn more about the way I trade and ICT, smart money concepts, and hit the link in the bio, join my Discord. It's completely free. I do lessons in there, live trading from time to time. I want to grow it a bit more before I start doing that consistently. And also check out the Instagram and TikTok accounts for daily videos on there as well. So yeah, thanks for watching.